Hello. How's it going? Sorry. I think I've zoomed in too much on my webcam because whatever. Fuck it. I'll figure. You can see half of my face. It'll fucking do you. I'm kind of a broken man right now. If you can tell by what the video title is, then I don't know. It may seem perplexing. I suppose it probably does, doesn't it? Really, really, really. Yeah. Anyway, um, yes, Nier Automata is now my favourite game. I'm hesitating to say all time. For newcomers, if there are any, the fucking weirdos, my favourite game of all time was Halo 3 because it offered such wonderful merriment for many years of my life. Before it got destroyed. I say destroyed. I haven't bothered to play 4 or 5. They might be perfectly serviceable games, but I look at them and I see microtransactions and nah. Halo 3 was I don't know. For me, it was just fun. Like, the DLC was all worth it. It had interesting side modes. The challenges were all awesome. That moment when there was that 4-player challenge that was so fucking difficult, and I remember getting some guys I knew from school and my cousin, and we played that sort. Halo 3 is essentially my favorite game. Not necessarily because it was the best game ever. Like, it was competent, it looked nice, it was played really well, to its credit. But it offered me so many brilliant gaming memories that Bayonetta is my second favourite game of all time. It's not anymore, obviously. And that offered me great but the reason that Halo 3 is top is because over a long period of time it offered me a lot of things that you can't define. You can't grasp. Like, I played Bayonetta, right? Bayonetta is really functional, brilliant controls. It looks great. The soundtrack's brilliant. I like the characters. Is that sort of thing. Whereas Halo 3 moments for me are just indescribable. You can kind of outline it, but the actual sticky goo in it that's why I play games. When Gawaf says I like the games that are as long as possible, I mean, obviously he does still like quality. He's not a tit. He won't just sit there being spoon-fed gruel. But for me, I would take a 5-hour game that has that one amazing thing, that entity, that one thing that you can't go, and people look at you and think you're having a stroke, over an 80-hour mediocrity fest. Like Dying Light. If I didn't play co-op Dying Light would be fine, above par, because the parkour elements drag it out of the wretch, out of the slops, the pig slops that Dead Island basically nestled in. God, that was a bad game. I remember thinking, I played it the first time. I quite enjoyed it. I recommended to my friends. We played it. We thought it was shit. But yeah, Nier, the reason I hesitate to say because Nier kind of needs time to brew. But I just finished it. The spoilers, major spoilers, mute this or go play another video with different voiceovers. I'll go over the team before we get cracking. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm mentally drained at this point. It's like I've just come like 50 times in the space of about an hour, and I'm just like, I am done. Fucking Robotnik keeps using Crab Demon, and I have great respect for Crab Demon, but I don't know. Gerda's got Iron Fist as well. It gets Drain Punch, better bulk than Crab Demon. I mean, the whole point of Crab Demon is that you just fucking murder everything in 5 seconds. Like, anything that gets near it will be destroyed by a CB close combat. But I felt like it. I was going to go Life Orb, but then I was like, there's not really much fucking point, is there? I never see Electros on Trick Room teams. It's got the speed for it. It's got a really good attack stat. good HP, really good bot. I mean, everyone uses the Assault Vest set. Assault Vest Electros has been a mainstay in PU and NU for many, many moons. So the fact that I don't think I've ever bothered to try it on Trick Room. It's bizarre. So that's here as well. Yes, I know they look very the same. I'm lacking for inspiration at the moment. Bear with us. Oranguru, because I like Oranguru and Robotnik likes Oranguru, and we all love Oranguru because no one likes Oranguru, really. He's cool. I like him. He has my seal of approval. Have some fucking coffee before it goes cold. I made it. I just built this. Because it's here. Again, lacking on... yeah. And then... I needed a steel to cover Girder, really. I mean, you would have... I've got Ghost cover in Oranguru and Dark in Girder. I'm not expecting the world here. I'm expecting to maybe win one. But we'll have a go. Gotta turn down my sound. Yeah, anyway. For people who haven't played Nier Automata, or Automata, I don't know, I'll call it Automata. Oh, hello, Automata, how's it going? It's on sale, it's 20 quid, it seems quite steep. What I will actually, yeah, while we're, right, I'll back out, Little Cup is currently suspecting Torchic. Alright, I'll back out. I'll try and put someone in the description of when spoilers will happen, because I've done fuck, what am I doing? I'm all over the place. I'm a shambles. Fuck off. I'll try and put something in the description for when spoilers start. But the point is, it's 20 quid on Steam. You can't get Sucker Punch. For fuck's sake, Duster, what is wrong with you? I'll put pressure on you then. I don't care. Stop, cock blocking my thing. I'd say 20 quid is worth it. I haven't played the DLC, which again might confuse you. I was like, oh, you haven't experienced the full package. I watched it. It's not quite the same, but I've had my fill, and I'll get to that at some point. Why does it keep breaking? There are technical problems. Unfortunately, from when I started the fucking thing up, it turns out that the devs essentially just went, that'll do! Like, well, no, you've got to patch it. Like, you start the game up, and the first thing it does is start it in windowed. And you think, that's weird. So you try and switch it to full screen, and then it's still windowed, just with massive black bars around it. And the resolution looks fucking awful. Not a great start, I know, but... even though the devs are wankers, well, they're not they're brilliant, wonderful, amazing people, and I'd fuck them, but for that one brief decision where they thought, it's not worth patching it, this game's only the greatest thing since sliced anything, we'll just leave it be. Yeah. Yeah, don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, the point is, someone did decide to patch it, and you can get the patch in the community thing. What the fuck am I doing? I'm going to lead with Agron. Hello, Mesprit. Die, please. Do I heavy? Yeah, because he could go into the girder. Nah, yeah, fuck it. Do what you want. Good. What are you gonna do? Go into Pyro? I suppose you could also go into Luxray, but... oh no, you're going into girder. Man, it really worked out, has it? This is why but what? No one uses Agron. I know it's lacking in certain qualities. It's still pretty rad, though. It's gonna go knockoff. I don't really want it to go knockoff. I could go into Electros, but then that's it, effectively done. In fact, if there's one problem with my team, it's lacking in any veg, meat and veg to just sit in front of something. I suppose apart from Girder. No, he's going Mach Punch. Fine. I'll power up Punch. Also a thing. Bullchinians. I can't really do anything with that. If I set up with you, I win. Apart from Skuntank. I say set up. I can't really set up. It hasn't got a set up move. But fuck it, whatever. I'll go to Dustoir. He's cool. We like Dusky. Ow. I'll be saucy. Ah, you stupid idiot. Oh my god. What? Trick Room. Ah, you stupid idiot. I play games. I'm too good. Fuck, your weakness policy's fucked though, but oh well. Yeah, so other than the widescreen, some people said that they had problems with, no, I see your game. I can't really do anything though. He's baiting the Earthquake, so he's gonna go into Mare Spirit. I could go into Aggron, which I will, because... What? Okay, he's not baiting Earthquakes at all. Haha, fooled you. Fucking weirdo. Why would you... Okay. Really? I don't even get that one. Whatever. Yeah, there's some frame drops in certain cutscenes. I haven't got 2 graphics cards anymore. I fully appreciate that, and it's sad, and I'm sad. But I do still have an i7 with 32 gigs of RAM and a 980. And I was not running it on anywhere near the highest settings. I didn't even have fucking anti-aliasing on. And like I say, we're hitting maybe 20 FPS in some of those cutscenes. Jesus. It requires some kind of meaty beast. Gameplay's fine. Nothing wrong with gameplay. Just, well, apart from a bit of screen tearing. The PC port wasn't done well. It wasn't. But if you look past those issues, what you see is a diamond sex machine. Custom made to stick your knob into. It's not gone where I was hoping it would. Hey, piss off, you bloody great. Does he... Well, I suppose, yeah, you. I'm tempted to stick that one. I'm not overly threatened by anything else. I mean, yeah, Primate Behemoth covers it. I've got Sucker Punch and... Or I could just go into Rangaroo and Trick Room, and then he can't really do anything. So, fuck off, essentially. Because I don't really care, I've got an H power, hit things, whatever, I don't give a shit. Yeah, if you can look past the technical limitations, I'd say 20 quid's worth it. Because, yeah, it is, well, the best game ever for me. Because the reason I'm sort of confused, right, is because, like, obviously my love for Tales of Berseria knows no bounds. I tell people that I love Tales of Berseria and they are confused. They are aghast, abound. Because my favourite before that was Tales of Vesperia, which was amazing, and I loved it, and I will always have fond memories. And then Tales of Berseria comes along, and while it doesn't necessarily evolve the concept massively, the way it tells its story is so much more personal and interesting, and just, I loved it more, essentially. So when people were like, you know, you see reviewers and shit, and people like, oh yeah, no, that Nier Automata, man, that's just chocolate nipple. So I'm like, can't be that fucking good. Tales of Berseria set the bar. It set the standard, alright, for storytelling. And people come along saying, oh yeah, no, Nier Automata is just better storytelling. It's brilliant, it's amazing. And then you get to the end of the year, and people were like, yeah, no, Nier Automata's game of the year. I'm like, and I had a look, I don't know why I give a shit. But I had a look to see if Tales of Berseria got any Game of the Year. Honourable mentions, missed out in the official list. Nothing. Nowhere to be found. And I'm like, So, I cave. And it was about a year later since Nier came out. And I'm like, it can't be that good. And I go, I'm really judgmental, and I'm really, like, shitty about it, and I'm like, oh, Final Fantasy, Square Enix, broody people, but, and that is one of my few complaints with the game. For fuck's sake, Square, just because they're broody doesn't mean they're interesting. Velvet had a reason to be broody. She was effectively violated at the start of the game, which she's allowed. Most of the other ones, yeah, you find out their reasons later, but that's quite far into the game. Velvet is immediately, like, justified in broodiness right out the gate. You're like, you're broodtastic and you deserve to be. Good on you. It takes a while for Nier Automata's gang to understand why they're broody. Oh, it burns my face. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, every other thing I have to say about it. Well, actually, no. One more thing before I did full start. Still third full start. Okay, so as I said, Berseria it's the. Is the crowning glory of story, because as discussed with Gawath, it's lacking in gameplay, and I still maintain it's too fucking long. So I played Nier, and like I say, I was just like, nah man, it can't be that good, it ain't gonna be that good, there's no way, how the fuck do I kill Gastrodon? I'm a lead with Behemoth. Ah, no, that's not a fight I want to try. Oh, yeah, I played Nier Automata. I finished it yesterday, and it just has a better story. It just does. Not necessarily better characters. I'm not willing to concede that point. Velvet and Laphicet were a miles billion times better than 2B and 9S. I don't care. It's not a contest. Alright, what are you trying to do, you cheeky scat? Get out of it! I'll trick you. Fucking cigarettes. But the story as a whole and the way it's implemented within the game is so much better. Oh my god. Like, unbelievable. Like, it's probably a good thing I didn't LP it, because it would have just been me going for hours, decades, just me in shock and awe, aghast, penis erect as can be. That's not what I want to show off on my channel. It's not my target. But yeah, like, the gameplay, other than the story, removing that, the gameplay itself is essentially open world Bayonetta, and it's hard to think of much that's better than that. Because the other great thing about Bayonetta is the freedom of movement means that the world, while big and decently varied, can feel you can get around it really fast. You can see a lot of great scenery really quickly. Later on, there's a teleporter function introduced. Gastrodon, why the fuck are you? Kill me, please. That hasn't worked out the way I was hoping. I might. No, I need to side shock in case he recovers, because I can go into stuff. Oh, fine. Oh my god, Oranguru, you're a cracking fella. Yeah, Dusky. Why not? Why not, eh? What I could have done is gone into Behemoth and gotten weakness policy off of the U-turn, but boring. So yeah, this is an open world Bayonetta. Now again, I fucking adored Bayonetta, and Bayonetta is fucking brilliant. Oh, bullshittians! I should have got into you. Come on, Dusky. You can't do it. I don't know why I'm trying it. No, I didn't think so. Damn it. All of Oranguru's hard work gone. And you don't have guts, so this is bad. Yeah, no, all of my methods to kill it are kind of weak to being burned. Oh, whatever. I was expecting the world here. So yeah, that's the general. It's only if you play Prototype, it's that similar kind of vein of being able to just move around the world that you occupy in a stupidly fast fashion. And you can go up buildings, round shit, through shit. It's great fun. It's really enjoyable. You feel like more of a part of the world as opposed to, say, Fallout when you're just kind of moving through it. You're gonna burn me. There you go. It was gonna happen. Oh, I can't win. Oh no, I can't be bothered to try. Fuck it, we're moving on. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. The player customization is actually decently deep. The system that they use for, like, plugins and shit to make you stronger is something I've never seen before and implemented really, really well. Because there's a limit of how many different plugins that you can use. It's not necessarily massively well balanced. There is a game-winning formula in there, but it's not completely disgustingly broken. I don't know. Fuck it, Agron works. Oh, hey, Lipod, what's up? Excuse me. Agron needs to move past you. It's a very narrow corridor. You're in the way. So yeah, there's that, and like I say, so it essentially boils down to Bayonetta combat. Yeah, alright, we'll call it prototype movement style. Actually, if I was going to say that you can't really go in that many buildings, but I mean, that's not really the point. So yeah, you can kind of call it a detailed world. It's not brown sludge. It's a very pretty, vibrant world. A lot of it is fucking amazing to just look at. You just sit there and look at it. Do I want to talk? I don't think so. I was about to ask if I wanted to try and take it on, but although, if I do and I win, then yeah. I should make the Electro special, man. Whatever gets you there, buddy, I'm fine. I've got like 5 billion attack now, I don't give a shit. Yeah, something like that. Fuck you. Oh, what? Really? This is happening. I'm being killed by a Reflectangella. I don't know how to feel about this turn of event. That almost seems like it was specially built to kill that. I can't think of many more things that are as situational as that. Like, that's really, really alright. Well. Go on, infestation me again, I dare you. You won't now, you'll fucking... There you go, you gimp. Let's switch. Yeah, you see, I ain't that dumb. I ain't no bitch. Ah, now you look really stupid. Good. Yeah. That's just a basic outline of it. Now it's definitely spoilers. I swear down, it's spoilers now. Yeah. A lot of the reason that I like it more than Tales of Berseria and why it's currently on par with Halo is just purely on the basis of how exactly it goes about doing what it does. It's not necessarily that the story is amazing. A lot of it can be a bit herky-jerky in places. But the way it delivers that story is fucking orgasmic. It's ridiculously good. Is that just gonna get... No, I get... Yeah, cool. Wasn't sure. Like, you get through one playthrough of it, and then you're like, okay, cool. That was a nice, neatly contained story. Wasn't anything spectacular. Don't see all the hubbub. And then you start the second playthrough, and it is essentially the same. It's the first playthrough done in a different perspective, and the different perspective is you're playing as someone who isn't as strong as 2B, which is 9S. 2B is your attack thing, 9S is your hacking thing. So suddenly it's like, right, instead going through the enemy is no longer the most optimal way of going about your thing. Hacking into them and doing it that way is infinitely smarter and will get you a lot further. Suddenly massive enemies that fuck your brains out are a lot more manageable and you can handle them. Oh, fuck off, really? Wow, you're really trying there, buckaroo. All respect here. Freeze. That Reflect Tangela has done him well good, for fuck's sake, man. Like, really? So, yeah, like, I was expecting, you know, like, that, because I remember seeing somewhere that the whole point of it was to go do multiple playthroughs, and then you find out what multiple playthroughs actually is. It has endings based on where you are, and then certain... Oh, it's fucking insane. I've never played anything like it. It is so bizarre to me. I'm sure there's some kind of crazy equivalent that exists out there. Probably Nier 1, although I heard mixed things on Nier, which is why I didn't play it. I'll go for a knockoff. Oh shit, I see the game. I'm gonna go for a knockoff again. Okay. I can live with that. Because I have Power Up Punch and Drain Punch. I just want to knock off the Tangela. There you go. That's a buddy. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, shit. He's gonna fucking kill me. Oh, I didn't want to go fucking drain... I'm getting mugged off. I'm glad it's to a Licky Licky, but it's to a Wish Protect Licky Licky, and that doesn't make me happy in the least. Only people who use Wish Protect Licky Licky are fucking dog shit. CB Focus Punch, let's do it. Stop that, you chubby, brilliant thing that I love. Oh, shit! You see that smug face? Yeah, exactly. That's my smug face. Oh, kill me, get it over with. Have I spunked Behemoths? I have not spunked Behemoths. Yeah, okay, I'll live with that. Please, just No, you're being lame. Actually, I can just do that. Yeah, No, buddy. I'm sorry. Don't miss. Oh. Wish Protect Licky's so lame! And it's the only use the poor bastard ever gets. Oh, you got knocked off. Oh, that suddenly changes the game. I was about to just... I had a fucking brain aneurysm when I saw that. Jesus Christ. That was a poor show. I have Trick Room Recover. I can beat Tangela. I just need him to stop being a bitch and Stop it. Stop it. Fine, do whatever you want. I don't care. Okay. What does that do more? Just please, infestation me, for the love of all that's holy. I'm not asking the world of you. I have to keep trick rooming, obviously. Not an awful lot else I can do. Unless he's trying to wear down my trick rooms, in which case, seriously, dude. Come on, man. How many returns have you got? Oh, Jesus. He's got billions of them. This may well take a while. He's a good player, to his credit. It's just really dull. Yeah, come on, man. Give over. Just give over. That's all I ask of you. No, I have to go for it. Oh, does he know? I swear he knows. Oh, God, you know what? Oh, fuck this bollocks. I'm going to be here for decades. Unless I kill it right here, and even then, I don't think it really helps all that much, does it? No, I can't be bothered. Fuck off. Next. But yeah, the method that he goes about delivering it is insane. And the other thing as well is it's got something that I never thought I'd actually be able to praise, which is that it reuses assets and just general shit in such an ingenious way. Because it means that there's less time wasted on... Like, Jim Sterling just did a fucking video about it. Like, reusing certain parts of your game is fine, because you can put more effort into other parts of it. Ironically, making the shit you've reused feel fresh and new again. Like, you go through the first story, and all the side quests take you around different parts of it, and just when you're sort of feeling a little bit bored of it, a little bit old of the concept, then when you go through the story again, you get different cutscenes. Like, not massively, wildly different, obviously. You get different side quests for playing as a different character. Is it the same bloke? I think this is the same... No. God, everything's blurring together in my mind. Oh. I think it might well be. No, I don't know. Fuck it. He's gonna lead with Mesprit. I guess the Electros? No, he's not. He's gonna lead with Sandslash. Well, actually, that's also fine. Perfectly valid. I can live with this. So, yeah, you're going for... Because the second playthrough, you've got the suddenly new hacking thing. And, like, you know, it's such a simple mini-game as well. And the other thing about the hacking mini-game is, right, it's simple. So, you don't need a fucking flowchart on it. It's not an entirely new game mode. It's just you hack into an enemy, you press Y a couple of times. So, instead of having a heavy attack, you just hack into them. And then you do a little, like, bullet hell sequence. And then you hack into them, they blow up. That's how you do an awful lot of damage. It's very helpful. Like I say, it means that beating some of the enemies that fucked you up before is suddenly a lot more, you know, achievable. So yeah, and then you like I say, you go around doing that. Actually, I was going to say something. No. The other good thing about the hacking minigame is there isn't any loading time at all, especially on PC. If you've got a good PC running it, like, you hack something, it's instantaneous. You're straight into the hacking minigame. You win the hacking minigame, you're straight out again. Like, the hacking minigames, depending on what kind of enemy it is, takes about 2 seconds. So, it's comparable to just slashing away and beating the shit out of them. And it has its own different gameplay spin, so it feels, like I say, it's achievable, it's not overly difficult. But it's different enough that it varies it up. So you've got the same map, same enemies, but a new way of approaching them and understanding them. And it's like, this is amazing! Suddenly I want to play this again! So you play through it again. You notice some subtle little tweaks, and then because it's from a different character's perspective, he had a different end to the story from the first go round. Well, I say end, like, leading up to it. So you experience it from his point of view, and what he did while 2B was doing her shit, 9S is doing his own shit, and they interact in different ways. So suddenly, it's the same environments, but it's approached in a different oh, it's fucking brilliant! Jesus! Fuck off! What are you doing? Knock off. No! So, like, it can even recycle the same area quite comfortably. In fact, like, later on as you go through the story, like, the area changes. Like, not massive parts of it, not the whole area, but a small part of it, the terrain has changed. So suddenly when you're walking through the city, that's new, that's immediate, it stands out. But you haven't had to do all that much work to make it happen. Fine, go on then, I don't give a shit. I ain't gonna him. Oh, what else can be said? Like the third play, right? So you get to the end of the second, like so the second playthrough. It ends up at the same point as the first one, and then you think, right, that was great. And then at the end of the credits for the second playthrough, it teases endings 3 and 4. I mean, you want to go and do it again, and you're like, I didn't even realise this was going to happen. This is insane. And then endings 3 and 4 completely change up the terrain yet again. Suddenly you've got new objectives, new storylines. 2B dies, so you play as A2 with 2B's memory. It's very confusing. What are you doing? God, I'm all over the place. It's very rare that I just cream my pants over something wonderful. I might recover. Actually, where's the Mesprit at? Oh, I haven't even done any fucking damage to Mesprit. Wonderful. So you're going for it in a different way, and then suddenly the enemies have new attacks, which are really simple things. Disabling motor functions, disabling your visuals, so you see things in different way. It's like, again, I'm assuming, I could be entirely wrong, maybe it does take an awful lot of effort. I mean, it probably takes an awful lot of polish, but I'd like to believe the execution of the ways that they freshen up gameplay is pretty simple. Oh, fucking hell, man. So, yeah, like, the methods in which they attack you are completely different. So suddenly it's, again, it's new and it's fresh. And the enemies have gotten stronger. Their AI is better. The way they approach you is different. I mean, especially, like, considering the enemies that you fight in the first 2 playthroughs, the first major fight you have in the 3rd playthrough is completely different, and it completely throws out, like, what you were expecting. Suddenly everything's out the fucking window. But I think, if we get to another problem that I do have with it, and it's a small gripe, probably more to do with me. When you finally do complete the game, and essentially you have a fight between 9S and A2. Again, like, if none of you have played it, it's going to be completely insane. So yeah, you should have fucking... What are you listening to me for? Like, if any of you are playing it and you don't understand it, you made your peace with that, I'm afraid. This is just me rambling, because I need to ramble, because I need to project, because I try explaining it to the few friends I have, and they're like, nah, it's weeb shit, no one cares. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, what am I fucking doing? I'm not even paying attention to this shit anymore. I don't even care. If one of you... Fine, do what you want. I don't give a shit. So yeah, when you do that and you get to pick who you play as the final epic confrontation of Doom, when it comes to picking your ending, you can completely avoid the intended ending, like the good ending. And I'm assuming that was the point, like, oh, it's a special little wee thing, yeah, good for you, you found out the cheeky secret. But considering that it was the most satisfying ending that was really awesome and fun, when I got the C ending, where A2 wins a fight, sacrifices herself, and then just goes, oh, I'm dead now, I was like, huh? Like, my erection went from full mast to just wilted in 5 seconds. It was very unfulfilling and very sad. I was bitterly disappointed. But then when I went back to play the E ending, I was very happy again. So, yeah. It just... That's, like I say, that's just like, it would have been a lot smarter if they just fucked that off and they were just like, right, let's ignore... I know you wanted to have 26 S7 endings, but that, just for the sake of the story, just fuck that off. Just be like, nah, or not the ending specifically, but just make it so that it railroads you into ending E, because it's a really fucking brilliant way to end the game. Okay. So that's my only other gripe, really. That's a slight thing. I mean, like, it kind of buggered my perception of the ending of it, and I'm a little bit sad at that, because if I'd have gotten ending E the first time round completing it, that would have been it. But I can kind of accept that as like a thing that happened, and I'll suck it up. Oh, go on, Gerda. You're a fucking G, man. He's gonna aquajet me. No, he's not. It doesn't really matter anyway. But yeah. Anyway, I don't even know. I'm all over the place. The point is, it's really fucking good, and you should play it. Like, even with the if you can get it on PS4, I would do that instead. I think it runs better. I think the loading times are slightly worse, but PC users will always win in loading times. But just there's no words, man. There's no words. It's like the feeling that I got, if any of you watch the Berseria LP, the 10 of you, when you see that scene with Laphicet and he's telling Velvet to stop being a stupid, moody prick and just suck it up and get on with it. Like, the feeling that I get, the weird, mushy goo, the inexplicable goo that you get out of that was most of Nier Automata. It was fucking insane. Just moment to moment to moment of constant surprises, connected by a really strong core of good gameplay, really great visuals, fantastic sound direction, great art design. Like, like, to that one prick on one of these Game of the Year videos was like, where's Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon? No, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon in perspective looks even worse now. Like, Nier, as far as I know, didn't even do that well. Nier wasn't even that highly rated. Not a lot of people like Nier. The fact that for some reason this game exists, from what they could have made Final Fantasy 13-4 Lightning's cheesy left testicle, and it probably would have sold. Actually, no, Final Fantasy 13's name is probably mud at this point. But like, there were so many easy opportunities to just do anything else, put in that little bit less effort, and it's like, you can see how much the people who made it gave a shit. And that's kind of the be-all, end-all. They gave a shit about their... I guess it must have been kind of... I don't know if it was a major thing. In the DLC, the president or the CEO of Square Enix and the CEO of Platinum Games shows up as a boss battle. But it's this weird thing of, it's like, I have no idea why this game exists, and yet it does, and it kicks the crap out of anything else I've ever played before it. Like, it is the best part of my favourite games. It's Spec Ops The Line, storyline, it's that sort of vein of just brilliant storytelling as well. Like I say, there are gripes. I mean, the technical issues are port-wise, so it's not really the game's fault. But there are some gripes. As I said, I don't like the moody characters. I really don't. It justifies why they're moody later on, but considering I have to spend time with them before their moodiness is justified, you don't enjoy it. The only one that's moodiness is justified is 9S, and instead of, like, I don't know, I don't like the way he goes crazy. I mean, I kind of understand why. His entire world is kind of destroyed slowly, bit by bit. Well, after 2B dies anyway, and he has to watch her die and shit like that. But, or not, yeah, B2... I get the reason that they give, that she doesn't want to get to know 9S because she has to kill him over and over and over again, so she's kind of sick and tired of trying to get to know this thing that's going to die. But it doesn't make for compelling story. Well, storytelling. It gets a bit long in the tooth. you just start to think, you know what, 2B, you're just being a cunt. Especially if you do all like the optional missions before progressing through, because as she progresses through the story, she starts to soften up a little bit. In fact, getting to that, yeah, the optional missions, again, fantastic, brilliant, a lot of work poured into them. Again, most games, simple fetch quests, just go here, do shit. And while a lot of them were fetch quests, they're fetch quests with different bits of, dialogue, insight into the enemy you're fighting, different little bits of flavor text, stuff like that. So even the side quests have been crafted with care, respect, and understanding. How? Yeah, there were a couple of throwaway ones, but considering I think there were like 60 and most of them are fucking brilliant. But that also draws into my other problem, which is for the most part of her campaign, 2B is just a miserable cunt. And yet when you do a side quest and it's like, oh, this machine has lost her child, and you're like, it's a machine, doesn't have children, but fine. In any world, 2B be like, well, I'm just gonna murder you. But because you're controlling, you can say, yeah, fuck it, I'll help. It's like, and then she's like, oh, yeah, that's interesting, or, oh, that was nice. It's like, that's not 2B. Again, this is the problem I have. As soon as the game starts and 2B goes, no feelings, can't have feelings in here, in this business, you're just like, this is gonna go wrong. We've seen this before. It doesn't fucking work. You can't just set a character to broody and then have gameplay where you succeed at things. The only way that works is if 2B had no side quests at all. You go through the story and you do that. And then 9S gets a side quest because he's kind of looks at things in a different light and understands things. That would work. Yes, it wouldn't be a very effective use of your time, but then don't write a character to be so fucking broody. Lightning should have taught you the lessons you needed to learn. I didn't mind Lightning as much as other people, but for God's sake, man. If there was one problem with her, it's that she was the most miserable, depressing stick in the mud in the world. And like I say, no amount of right at the end of the game, yeah, no, 2B was moody because she didn't want to be nice to you because shit hurt her too much. It's like, yeah, that's a great reason. And I get why you couldn't say it. 100%. You were right in that. Doesn't make it any better. And again, this is just a tiny gripe. The reason I'm so angry about a tiny gripe is because I care so much. Anyway, we're at 47 minutes. I've just spent the last, all of that, just making no sense whatsoever. For anyone who hasn't played this, you must be massively confused. And I apologise. But I don't. Because you should have played it. Okay, no, man. Anyway, yeah. You get to the end of ending E, and then you get to the end of chapter 3 rather, and then a little prompt pops up, and then you can say, yeah, I know, I'm gonna go do this. And then you fight the credits in a bullet hell sequence, and it gets progressively harder and harder and more difficult to complete. And then you start dying over and over again because Square Enix drops down, and Square Enix is well hard in bullet hell. Like, he fucking shoots all the projectiles out. And then it says, do you want to connect to the network? And I'm like, no. What the fuck do I want to do that for? And so I carried on just going through it and kept dying and dying. And then it pops up again, do you want to connect to the network? And I'm like, fine. And then you connect to the network, and then you get a message from some randy, obviously pre-entered, saying, oh, help. And then loads of other little arrows come around and help you with bullet hell. You get 10 cursors shooting bullets. And you're like, this is amazing. Oh, it's fantastic. So then you win the bullet hell thing because you can't die. Because, yeah, and then it's a triumph of human nature and shit. And then it gets to the end of it. And bearing in mind, I hadn't completed all the achievements. I hadn't done all the side objectives. I hadn't found with the secret boss. I hadn't done all this. I still hadn't played the DLC or paid for the DLC. And it goes, you can put your little message and your name into the game, and you can go and do what all those people just did for you and help you, get the final true ending. But you have to delete your save files. Your entire game will be wiped and you'll start fresh. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. I did spot a few people in one of the comment sections saying, wait, how do you have ending E? Doesn't it delete your game? And the bloke was like, no, you don't have to delete your thing. And everyone was like, huh? So obviously they didn't quite come off the way they were hoping, but I looked at it as what it was. It says you don't have to, but if you want to, you can delete your game and put your thing in the verse. And then, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Because it's thematically, it's good. It's interesting. It's such a bizarre, odd choice. I've never been asked, do you want to delete your save file if it will help someone? Imagine if something like FIFA popped up with that. Delete your save file and someone else in the world gets Cristiano Ronaldo for free. You'd say, fuck off. He doesn't deserve Cristiano Ronaldo. I put blood, sweat and tears into that. Or Fallout 4... Berseria, actually, I put like 200 hours into that. If it said, if you you can delete your Berseria save file to help someone do it on the hardest difficulty or something, I don't know, something like that, you say fuck off in an instant. But it asks you in Nier Automata, you're like, yeah, okay, fine. There's still so much more to see, so much more to do, but at 37 hours, I was contented. I was like, okay, fine. Okay, I'm fine. We're perfectly happy with that. Gandhi will now be out there. If you see Gandhi when you're doing the final end credits scene, that was me, hopefully. Unless there's multiple Gandhis. I tried putting in Jesus, it didn't let me. I've never played a game where you have that, like, you're at the end point, and instead of wanting to play more, instead of just wanting to just drown your face in it more and more and more, you just go... In fact, this is perfect. People say, why don't you smoke e-fags? I say I don't smoke e-fags because there's no... Right, you light it there, well, when I'm not recording and it keeps going out. You light it there and you smoke it out of there and it's done. It's a guaranteed beginning and end. But for some reason with games, it's never really worked out that way. If you really, really enjoy a game, you will go and find more things to do in that game. Bayonetta's got all the difficulties. Berseria. I never finished Berseria. 200 hours of it and I never finished it. I got to the point where I got bored because I'd had my story fill and I wanted to go and do all the achievements for this amazing game that I loved, and I just ran out of Steam. In Steam, ironically. So, for Nier Automata, like I say, when there's still so much more to see, and more backstory to see, and more to understand, I'm just like, no, I've had my fill. I've never played a game like that. It's the most bizarre thing. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. So yes, it probably is my new favourite game ever. And that's insane. Like, I can't even be, like, before Tales of Berseria came out, like, considering what came before it, Tales of Zestiria, which was shit. A main character in that game was split off for DLC and nothing else. That's the kind of dumb level we're working with. Because Namco Bandai, God bless them, they have their problems. So if you'd have said Tales of Berseria is going to be better than Tales of Vesperia, I would have said, I'd like to dream, I doubt it. But I came out of it and I was like, Berseria is better than Vesperia. I like it more. It may have warts and foibles and the game is too long. It is. But I like it more, because the story is so much more impactful and meaningful, and it's a personal journey of characters that you get to know and love. Yeah, it's the same in Vesperia, but Berseria, Velvet, she's just more relatable. Despite being a giant demon-wielding arm, and Laffy said, their story itself is enough to bring the game home in any day. So if you were to tell me, that, especially if people had told me about it, Jesus, I wish someone had been smashed me in the face and said, play Nier Automata, it will change your life. Because I feel like a whole year of not having that, good lord. If you were to tell me that not only in 3 months span, 2 months if you want, that Vesperia would be beaten by something better, and then that something better would be beaten by something by the company that made Final Fantasy that you fucking hate. It'd be nothing. I'd punch you in the face. I'd spit in your nose. And yet it's happened, and it's the weirdest feeling in the world. Like, again, remove the year time gap. My favourite JRPGs, the thing that introduced me to anime and JRPGs en masse and shit like that, was essentially defeated twice in 2 months. And I don't know how to deal with that. Like, my top 5 was pretty concrete, and yet, like, it's weird, man. It's fucking weird. But I'm also left in the really sort of metal, because, like, if anything comes out that, like, what comes out that's better than that? Where every single part of it was designed with love and care and attention and understanding and a goal, a cohesive goal between people that isn't ruined by greed on the corporation's part, just general laziness. We've got to rush this port out now. Oh, but the character's left tit falls off every 5 minutes. Yeah, get it out. Where, like, and again, like, just basic, simple solutions. Instead of fucking Ubisoft coming out like, oh, we've got our ratio of towers to map sizes 70 to 1 now. It's fucking huge. Like, we've got so many towers that you can climb. Oh, it's amazing. Our map is about the same size as the actual Belgium. Instead of having that, just thinking, right, we're going to make a sizable world that isn't overly huge, where there's a lot of things to explore, a lot of sights to see, and you can revisit over and over again in different contexts. It's like, when is that going to happen? Especially in the current climate, where it's all live services and, oh no, loot boxes are freedom of speech, you can't get rid of that. I don't see it ever happening again. I'm like, oh. So yes, I'm incredibly happy. Like, it takes a lot for me to reach this level of gushing. I do gush every now and again, but to this level where it's just incoherent ramblings, and yet to me, I'm happy, I'm smiling, I feel awake for the first time since I quit drinking. This game has made me open my eyes and made me go, oh my fucking god. When is that going to happen again? You're like, I got FIFA and I got Killing Floor. Oh. Take home it, just buy it. Because, like, again, I don't support the lack of effort, the lack of technical polish that went into the PC port. That's a bit hard to stand up for. But for wacky, insane, wonderful, brilliant, clever, smart, simple, I'd buy 5 more copies if I could. I'd boombox outside Square Enix's studio if they stopped making Final Fantasy games just to make one more of those. I don't even know if it would be, because that's the other thing. If you made another one of those, would it be as good? Suddenly you're clued into that mindset. Suddenly you're like, I'm expecting the world. I played Nier, and I was like, it won't be as good as what they say. Berseria if I had a tattoo of Berseria, I'd probably have tattooed over it by now. Or rubbed it out with crayon. I don't think I'm ever going to get that again. And I'm in a very strange place. Where it's like, I feel really happy and privileged to have played something so wonderfully fantastic and brilliant. And yet I don't think that's ever going to happen again. On that melancholy note, because Christ knows that's how the game ended. Actually, I suppose if there's one thing that this has done, Final Fantasy 15 has got the same battle engine. I suppose what they've probably done is just gone to Platinum and said, please help us, we don't know how to make games. And Platinum were like, it's alright, we know how to make games right proper. Because they do. Platinum's so fucking good. So, yeah, I'm assuming they are just going to use that active time system now. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15, I think it comes out on the 8th, or it might be today. I think it might have been today. I'm losing. Oh no, tomorrow. I kind of have to buy that out of proxy now, because it's like, fuck, man. Suddenly, Square Enix put out good shit. I don't know how to deal with this, man. It's fucking hard. If there's one thing that comes out of this, despite my miserable elation, depressionisms, confusion. If there's one thing that can come out of this, apart from my confusion, it's that Namco have got to step their shit up, man. Like, apart from the story of Berseria, which I will still hold as I prefer it to Automata. Not in execution and delivery method, Automata wins hands down 100%. It pushes its face into the dirt. But as a story itself, Berseria is my favourite. Just because I connected with it more. But in every other conceivable area, even, like, you can't even defend the cartoony art style of Tales games, because Nier just looks better. Like, it's the first time that I've looked at a Final Fantasy game and thought, wow, your realistic textures and models look good. The uncanny valley isn't there. How? It does descend into it a tiny bit, but you can kind of see that it's dull. I mean, especially in the DLC, it's kind of that dulls kind of thing. But there's no excuse now. Like, if the next Tales game doesn't release with, like, a free blow-up doll, then they've failed. How can it be better than that? Like, they've set the gold standard now, and I don't see where Tales kind of fits into that. Especially since they refuse to kind of evolve. You look back on it properly, and it's like, the battle system hasn't really changed all that much. They add little tweaks and changes to it, but it ain't that amazing. In fact, if anything, Tales is a victim of an awful lot of the shit that Automata just does better. That does smarter. I think I'm broken. It's going to take about 2 weeks to properly digest before I eventually sort of slip back into just kind of slouchy slob mode. But until then, just fucking play it. It's fucking amazing, for God's sake. I'm the grumbliest man alive. I want a drink so unbelievably badly, but while I was playing that, nothing else mattered. It all just zipped away into the distance for a brief, wonderful, amazing moment. But now I really want to drink again to lament and go, ah! I hope you've all enjoyed whatever that was. Normal service will maybe be resumed unless I think of something else I want to talk about in regards to it. If you love it as much as me, please validate my opinion. Oh, God. Fucking shit. I lost track of my mouse cursor there. I'm gonna stop now. Bye.